Learn English easily with Pro English.
Welcome back to the Speak English podcast. Today, we are going to turn your life into a movie, specifically a documentary. Many students tell me, I have nobody to practice with. I live alone, I work from home, I have no English friends. And I tell them, you are wrong. You have the most available, patient, and constant speaking partner in the world. Yourself. Today, we are introducing the narrator technique. It is the art of describing exactly what you are doing, feeling, and seeing in real time out loud. It sounds a bit crazy, but it is the fastest way to connect your brain to your mouth.
Okay, the narrator technique. I have heard of this, but honestly, it makes me feel a bit schizophrenic, talking to myself. Now I am opening the door, now I am sitting down. It feels silly and boring. Why would I narrate my boring life? I am washing the dishes. Who cares? Does describing my boring chores actually improve my fluency, or does it just make me feel lonely?
It improves fluency because it forces active retrieval. When you read a book, the words are given to you. When you narrate your life, you have to find the words. You think you know the word for grater for cheese, but when you are standing in your kitchen making pasta and narrating, you realize, I am holding the metal thing for the cheese. Bam, you found a gap. That gap is gold. Narrating exposes the holes in your vocabulary that textbooks hide. It's not about being interesting, it's about being accurate in real time.
Exposing the holes. That makes sense. I often think I know household vocabulary until I actually need it. So, how does this start? Do I just wake up and start broadcasting? Good morning, listeners, Sarah is waking up. Or is there a specific grammar structure I should focus on? Because if I just say random words, I don't feel like I'm practicing structure.
The grammar engine of the narrator is the present continuous. Subject plus am, isr, verb ing. This is the tense of right now. So you don't say I open the door. You say I am opening the door. I am turning the handle. I am stepping outside. This drills the ing form into your brain so deeply that you will never forget it. It stops you from translating from your native language, where you might use the simple present. You are training your brain to sync the action with the continuous verb.
The present continuous. I am walking. I am drinking. Okay, let's try a scenario. I am making my morning coffee. Usually I do this like a zombie half asleep. If I narrate it, it would go like this. I am walking to the kitchen. I am taking, no, I am grabbing the kettle. I am filling it with water. I am pressing the button. Okay, that was easy, but then I get stuck. What do I call the sound the kettle makes? The kettle is screaming, boiling, whistling.
See, you just hit a vocabulary goldmine. If it's an electric kettle, it is boiling or bubbling. If it's an old-fashioned one on the stove, it is whistling. And the button. You flip the switch or press the button. When you get stuck on, the kettle is making a noise. You don't stop. You say, the kettle is making a noise, and then you make a mental note. Look up kettle sounds later. This turns your daily routine into a customized curriculum. You learn the English relevant to your life, not a textbook life.
A customized curriculum. I like that. I live my life, I find the gaps, I fill them. It's very efficient. But what about the micro movements? Sometimes I feel like I don't have enough verbs. I am putting the cup on the table. I am putting the spoon in the cup. I am putting the milk in. I use the verb put for everything. It feels repetitive. How do I upgrade my narrator vocabulary to sound less like a robot and more like a novelist?
This is level 2 narration, the verb upgrade. You ban the basic verbs put, do, make, go, and force yourself to find specific ones. Instead of I am putting the cup down, try I am placing the cup. Instead of I am putting the milk in, try I am pouring the milk. Instead of I am putting sugar in, try I am sprinkling sugar. Placing, pouring, sprinkling. Suddenly, your English is rich and precise. Challenge yourself. Can I narrate this whole coffee routine without saying the word put?
Challenge accepted. No put. I am fetching the mug, I am inserting the capsule, I am stirring the coffee. Wow, stirring. I forgot that word existed until just now. This really does wake up your brain. But Michael, what about when I leave the house? I can't walk down the street talking to myself. I am walking to the bus stop. People will think I am on a call, or crazy. How do I do this in public without social suicide?
In public, you switch to internal monologue mode. You narrate inside your head. Button, this is critical. You must hear the voice loud and clear in your mind. Don't just think the concept, think the full sentence. I am swiping my bus pass. I am sitting next to the window. The bus is crowded today. Or use the headphones trick. Wear headphones with a microphone. People will assume you are on a phone call. You can mutter quietly to yourself, and nobody will look twice. It gives you the freedom to speak out loud in public.
The headphones trick, that is genius. I can pretend I am leaving a voice note. Yeah, I'm just getting on the bus now, but really I am practicing English. I love that. Okay, let's talk about objects. I often don't know the specific names of things on the street. I see a fire hydrant, a curb, a lamppost, a manhole cover. I usually just ignore them. But if I am the narrator, I have to name them. What if I don't know the word? Do I stop the narration to look it up on my phone?
If you stop every 5 seconds to look up a word, you kill the flow. The goal is fluency, flow, not perfection. If you see a fire hydrant and don't know the name, use circumlocution describing it. I am walking past the red thing for the firefighters. I am stepping on the metal circle in the street manhole. This is actually a better skill than knowing the word. It trains you to survive when you forget vocabulary. You keep the story moving. Later, when you are safe on the bus, look up fire hydrant.
The red thing for firefighters. It works. It keeps the engine running. Okay, what about sensory details? A documentary isn't just actions, it's atmosphere. Can I narrate smells, temperatures, feelings? I am feeling cold. It smells like rain. Is that part of the technique, or should I stick to physical actions?
Absolutely include senses. This moves you from A2 actions to B2 description. The wind is chilly against my face. I can smell fresh bread from the bakery. The bus seats feel sticky. You. Connecting English to your physical senses creates stronger memory anchors. If you learn the word sticky while touching a sticky seat, you will never forget it. It's embodied cognition. Your body teaches your brain.
Embodied cognition. Fancy term for gross bus seat. Got it. Now I want to ask about emotions. Sometimes my day is stressful. Can I narrate my stress? I am freaking out because I am late. My heart is pounding. Is this a good way to process emotions, or will it just make me more stressed to say it in a foreign language?
It is actually therapeutic. Psychologists call this labeling. When you put a name to an emotion, you reduce its power. If you say, I am feeling anxious about the meeting, you detach from the anxiety slightly. You become the observer of the anxiety. Plus, emotional vocabulary is vital. You need to know more than happy and sad. You need frustrated, overwhelmed, relieved, anticipating. Narrating your inner drama is great practice. I am worrying about the presentation. My palms are sweating.
My palms are sweating. That is a very specific physical symptom of stress. Okay, let's try a work scenario. I am sitting at my desk. I am writing an email. This seems boring to narrate. I am typing. I am typing more. I am clicking send. How do I make office work interesting for the narrator, or is the office a no-narrator zone?
The office is perfect for abstract narration. Instead of physical actions, typing, narrate your intentions and decisions. I am drafting a reply to the client. I am deciding how to politely say no. I am attaching the PDF. I am reviewing the figures for errors. This forces you to use professional verbs. Reviewing, analyzing, scheduling, delegating. I am delegating this task to John because I am lazy. Just kidding, don't say that out loud.
I am delegating because I am lazy. I will keep that one in my internal monologue. Okay, so for work, focus on the mental action, not the finger action. Drafting, not typing. That is a key distinction. Now, what about tense shifting? We focused on present continuous, I am doing. But can the narrator time travel? Can I narrate what I just did? I have just sent the email. Or what I will do. I am going to grab lunch.
Yes, once you master the now, you start swinging back and forth. This is advanced practice. As you walk to the kitchen, I am going to get coffee future because I have just finished the report present perfect. You connect the past action to the future intention. This trains the present perfect, have finished. Many students struggle with have done, but if you use it immediately after doing something, it clicks. I have just locked the door. I have just missed the bus.
I have just missed the bus. That is a painful example, but a good one grammar-wise. Okay, Michael, I have a confession. Sometimes when I narrate, I get bored of I am walking, I am eating, I am working. It feels very self-centered. Can I narrate other people? Look at that guy. He is running for the bus. He looks stressed. Is people watching a valid form of this technique?
People watching is the Sherlock Holmes variation. It is fantastic practice for the third person singular, he is, she is. They are, sit on a park bench or in a cafe, pick a target discreetly, narrate their life. She is drinking a latte, she is checking her phone, she looks annoyed. Maybe she is waiting for a date who is late. You are creating a story. This engages your imagination and forces you to use speculation verbs. She seems, she looks like, maybe she might.
That sounds so much fun. Spy training. He is carrying a suspicious bag. He is looking over his shoulder. I could do that for hours, but I have to be careful not to point or stare, or I might get into trouble. Narrating a fight in real time might be dangerous.
Yes, keep the narration internal if you are judging strangers, but it is great for clothing vocabulary too. He is wearing a trench coat. She has a bright red scarf. It tests your descriptive adjectives. Now, before we finish part 1, let's address the correction aspect. If I narrate a sentence and I realize, wait, that was wrong grammar, what do I do? Do I stop and fix it, or do I ignore it? I am go to the shop. Wait, no, I am going to the shop.
Yes, self-correction. Is it good or bad? Does it break the flow, or is it the whole point?
Self-correction is the holy grail of learning. If you catch yourself, monitor hypothesis, it means your brain has internalized the rule. You should absolutely stop and repeat it correctly. I am go. No, I am going. That moment of correction is where the learning hardens. It's better to correct yourself than to practice a mistake 50 times. But don't beat yourself up. Just fix it, repeat it twice correctly, and move on. Going. Going, I am going.
Fix it, repeat it, move on. Okay, I feel ready to start narrating my break. I am taking off my headphones, I am standing up, I am stretching my back. It's actually kind of satisfying. It makes me feel very present in the moment. Mindfulness plus English.
Exactly. It's a mindfulness practice. In part 2, we are going to take this to the next level. We will talk about the sports commentator narrating fast actions, the chef narrating cooking, and how to record yourself to track progress. We will also discuss narrating in the past tense at the end of the diary method.
The sports commentator. She shoots, she scores. The paper into the trash can. I can't wait. See you in part 2 fin de la parte 1. Quiersque gener la parte 2, turnos 31 a 60, TMA. The narrator technique part 2. Sports cooking diaries, DURACIN PARTE 2. 15 minutos aprox.
Welcome back to part 2. We have mastered the slow, mindful narration of walking and making coffee. Now, we are going to speed things up. We are going to introduce the sports commentator mode. This is for high-energy moments. Imagine you are rushing to catch a train, or you are playing a video game, or you are dropping your keys and trying to catch them. The goal here is speed and excitement. You use short, punchy sentences. He runs, he jumps, he misses the bus. Oh, the tragedy. It trains your brain to process English faster than your normal thinking speed.
That sounds hilarious but stressful. The sports commentator. I can imagine myself dropping a glass in the kitchen. She reaches for the glass. Oh no, it slips, it is falling. She catches it at the last second. The crowd goes wild. It actually makes a clumsy moment feel like a victory. But grammar-wise, do sports commentators use the present continuous? I feel like they use the present simple for fast actions. He shoots, he scores. Not he is shooting.
You are 100 correct. Sports commentary is one of the few times we use the present simple for actions happening right now. Messi kicks the ball. He passes to the left. So, the sports commentator mode is actually a secret drill for the present simple third-person singular. You have to remember that's on the end of the verb. She drops the keys. She runs down the stairs. It is a great way to drill that until it becomes automatic. If you can do it while running for a bus, you can do it in an exam.
Drilling this while running. That is multitasking. Okay, let's slow it back down to something more common. Cooking. You called this the chef mode. I cook every night, but I usually listen to podcasts like this one while I do it. If I turn off the podcast and become the narrator, what vocabulary should I focus on? Kitchen verbs are tricky. There is a big difference between cutting, chopping, and slicing, but I tend to just use cut for everything.
The kitchen is the ultimate vocabulary lab. Cut is too generic for a master chef like you. You need precision. If you are cutting an onion into tiny cubes, you are dicing it. If you are cutting a carrot into thin circles, you are slicing it. If you are cutting casually and roughly, you are chopping. And if you are removing the skin of a potato, you are peeling. Narrating a recipe forces you to learn these distinctions. I am peeling the potato. Now I am dicing it. It creates a direct link between the hand movement and the English word.
Dicing versus slicing. Okay, and what about heat? I am cooking the meat. That is boring. I want to sound like Gordon Ramsay without the swearing. What are the verbs for the pan? Frying is easy. But what about when I just cook onions in oil until they are soft? Or when I cook a steak very fast? I feel like cook is the lazy word I need to ban, just like we banned put.
Exactly, ban cook. If you are cooking onions gently in oil, you are sautéing them. If you cook a steak hot and fast to get a crust, you are searing it. If you cook something in water, you are boiling, high heat, or simmering, low heat. And don't forget the sensory narration. The onions are sizzling. That hiss sound. The soup is bubbling. It smells savory. Narrating the sounds and smells makes the English memory sticky. You will remember sizzling because you heard the sound while saying the word.
The onions are sizzling. I love that word. It sounds exactly like what it is. Okay, so I am narrating my cooking. I am sautéing the onions. I am adding a pinch of salt. This feels like I am hosting a YouTube cooking show. Welcome back to Sarah's Kitchen. Actually, that might be a fun persona to adopt. Pretending I have an audience might make me speak more clearly and confidently. Make sure you stir constantly.
Yes, the YouTuber persona is a powerful tool. When you pretend to teach an audience, make sure you stir. You practice the imperative form commands. You also practice sequencing words. First, we chop. Then, we sout. Finally, we serve. It structures your thought process. And because you are imagining an audience, you naturally project your voice and enunciate better. You stop mumbling. You become the authority in the kitchen.
The authority, I like that. Even if I burn the toast, I will narrate it with authority. And now, we scrape the black part off the toast. Okay, let's move from the present to the past. You mentioned the diary method. Is this writing a diary or speaking a diary? Because I hate writing by hand. My hand cramps and I worry about spelling. Can I do an oral diary?
The oral diary is even better than the written one for fluency. This is the end-of-day recap. Before you go to sleep or while you are brushing your teeth, narrate what happened today. But here is the challenge. You must switch to the past simple. I woke up at 7. I drank coffee. I went to work. I had a meeting. This is the ultimate workout for irregular verbs. Most students know go, went, gone on paper, but in speech, they say I go eat. The oral diary forces you to fix those irregulars every single night.
I go eat, guilty as charged. I do that when I'm tired, so the oral diary is my daily test. I caught the bus, not catched. I bought lunch, not buyed. This seems very useful because when I tell stories to friends, it's always in the past. If I practice the story alone in the bathroom mirror, I will be faster when I tell it to a human. Do I need to record this, or just talk to the mirror?
Talking to the mirror is good, but recording is the secret weapon. Use the voice recorder on your phone. Record your 2-minute summary of the day. Why? Because when you speak, your brain is too busy producing language to monitor mistakes perfectly. When you listen to the recording the next morning, you become the teacher. You will hear things you didn't notice. Wait, I said I go eat. That sounds terrible. That moment of self-realization is worth 10 grammar lessons. Plus, you create an archive of your progress.
An archive of progress. That is motivating. If I listen to a recording from 6 months ago, I hope I will sound much worse than I do now. That proves I am learning. But I hate the sound of my own voice. It makes me cringe. Do I have to listen to it? Or can I just record it and delete it? Is the act of speaking enough?
The act of speaking is good, but listening is better. However, if you hate your voice, which is normal, we all hate our recorded voice, try the voice note to a friend variation. Create a WhatsApp group with only yourself in it, or send a voice note to a study buddy. When you know someone else might hear it, you try harder. You focus more on pronunciation. Even if you just send it to yourself, seeing that little audio file makes it feel official. It's a published diary entry.
A WhatsApp group with only myself. Sarah's English Diary. I can do that. It's less intimidating than a formal recording app. Okay, what about future planning? Can I narrate my tomorrow? Tomorrow I am going to. This would be good for practicing, going to versus will. I never know which one to use for my daily plans.
This is the morning briefing. Do this in the shower. Plan your day out loud. Use going to for plans you have already made. I am going to meet John at 2 p.m. I am going to finish the report. Use will for instant decisions or promises you make to yourself in that moment. I'm tired, so I think I will skip the gym. I will try to be nicer to Gary. Combining them is great practice. I am going to the meeting and I will do my best.
The morning briefing. I feel like a general preparing for battle. I am going to conquer the inbox. Okay, Michael, we have covered past, present, and future narration. But what happens when I get stuck? We talked about circumlocution, the red thing. But what if I just freeze? What if I am narrating and I completely lose the thread? Should I switch to my native language for a second to reboot, or is that cheating?
Try to avoid switching languages. It breaks the English mode simulation. Instead, use placeholder words. These are magic words that mean I forgot the name. Use thingy, whatchamacallit, doohickey, or stuff. I am picking up the thingy for the TV remote. I need the whatchamacallit for the soup ladle. Native speakers use these all the time. Using thingy fluently sounds much better than stopping and speaking Spanish or French. It keeps the rhythm alive.
Whatchamacallit, that is a mouthful. Whatchamacallit, it's a fun word to say. Okay, so I will use thingy. Pass me the thingy. It's lazy but fluent, I love it. Now I want to ask about thinking versus speaking. Is it enough to just think these sentences? Because sometimes I am too tired to move my mouth. Does silent narration work?
Silent narration is better than nothing, but subvocalization is the minimum requirement. You need to physically move your tongue and lips, even if you make no sound. Why? Because speaking is a motor skill. It is muscle memory. Your tongue needs to practice the gymnastics of the TH sound or the R sound. If you only think it, you are training your mind but neglecting your muscles. You need to mouth the words, whisper them, feel the vibration.
Muscle memory. Right. Just thinking about doing a push-up doesn't give you muscles. You have to do the push-up, so I have to do the tongue push-ups. I will whisper. That is a good compromise for public places too. The crazy whisperer on the bus. Okay, Michael, we have a few minutes left. I want to try an advanced challenge. What is the hardest form of narration? If I master the coffee routine, what is the black belt level?
The black belt level is the debate. Narrate a difficult decision you are trying to make. This forces you to use connectors and conditionals. Should I buy this expensive jacket? On the one hand, it is beautiful. On the other hand, it is too expensive. If I buy it, I will be broke. However, if I don't buy it, I might regret it. You are arguing with yourself in English. This builds complex sentence structures and logical flow. It turns you from a describer into a thinker.
Arguing with myself. I do that anyway, so I might as well do it in English. If I eat this cookie, I will be happy, but if I eat 5 cookies, I will be sick. Conditionals in real life. That is brilliant. Okay, I feel inspired. I realize that my boring life is actually a 24/7 language school. I don't need a teacher. I just need to open my eyes and describe what I see.
That is the ultimate lesson. The world is your textbook. Every object has a name. Every action has a verb. Every feeling has an adjective. You are surrounded by English opportunities. You just have to turn on the narrator switch in your brain. Start with 5 minutes a day. Don't try to narrate your whole life from day one or you will burn out. Just narrate your coffee. Then narrate your commute. Build up to the movie of your life.
5 minutes. I can do that. I am going to narrate my walk to the kitchen right after this recording stops. I am standing up. I am taking off my headphones. I am feeling proud of myself.
I am feeling proud of myself. That is the perfect sentence to end on. You should be proud. You have unlocked a powerful tool today. Thank you for listening to the Speak English podcast. Go out there and tell your story literally, out loud to yourself. See you in the next episode.
Bye everyone, I am waving goodbye. See, I'm doing it. Bye, fin del episodiocomplito. Turnos 1 a 60 completados. Duración total, 30 minutos.